Hello everyone, welcome to what may be a series or just some failed project. This is Nidge, DFX. I just want to share my thoughts and feelings on the reaction community. Now obviously this doesn't mean every single one of you that falls in one of these categories is going to be this. I just want to share what may be a self-destruction video that could possibly hurt me more than benefit me, but it's something I have to get off my chest because this is something I've mentioned in podcasts that I was working on, and I really just want to share. And those that aren't impulsive viewers, I hope that you stick around long enough to understand where I'm coming from and see what the problem is that I see in the whole community as a whole. Now, not all of you remember, but I started back in 2015 with my buddy. His name was Shots. That was his stage name. We had such an amazing time, just reacting, giving our opinions, criticism, joking around to whatever we were watching. What I've noticed though, however, was that despite everything us doing, like adding something to the video, such as, this comedy, criticism, whatever, to make it truly a transformative type of work, we couldn't help but notice other channels, they just were blowing up faster than us. Either they started around the same time as us, even some that started way after us, some started just a little bit before us. Of course, ones that are older, you can't compare that. It just doesn't work, right? So as a team, we were just like, how can we get better, right? Like, what can we do? Why are these channels so special, They're unlocking achievements left and right here, and we're just left in dust. So I did my, I wanted to look inside ourselves, and to my surprise, the reason these channels were so successful was because of their reaction. More like the lack of reaction. Most of these channels at the time I watched, to try to study was Tyrone Magnus, Dwayne and Jazz, Jinx, and they all shared the same thing in common. No, not because they're black, because they all were staring at the video. I mean, literally, in the comments section, people were just amazed at their reaction. You're the best. Amazing reaction. Best reaction channel ever. Our comments weren't exactly as awesome. They were like, shitty reaction, or shut up, I'm trying to watch this video. My mind, though, was blown at the time. When I was watching these videos, I was like, when are they going to say anything? Are they going to add anything? How is this transformative? How does it even meet fair use? These channels, in all honesty, they would be sued to oblivion if they ever had to go in court and try to argue their case. And many can say, oh, H3, 1. No, they're transformative. The video that was in dispute was transformative. Anyways, it was at that moment, though, that I realized majority of the fan base prefer to watch someone watch something without saying a word in the entire video, and that to me is kind of, I'm actually more disappointed. But around this time, my partner Shots, he quit doing it, and I confronted him, because first it was like, days, then weeks, and all of a sudden he fell off the face of the earth, and I just kind of confronted him like, what's going on? He's like, what's the point of doing reaction videos if we can't even be ourselves? We just have to be like mindless zombies saying nothing and steal every trending video without getting permission just so we can ride the road to fame. And I had to agree with him, and I understood, okay, I can see why you don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to continue, getting permission. I'm going to continue to take what I would call the road less traveled at this point. Some could say I'm virtual signaling. I don't care. Here's a good example, though, that I do remember. I actually fell asleep during one of the death battle reactions. People didn't even know I was asleep, because the camera was very far at the time of recording. It was our old style at his house, and the lighting was very poor. So no one even knew I was asleep. And guess what my ratio on that death battle video is compared to my other ones? It's one of the most liked videos of my death battle. My percentage is the highest. And comments in there are saying, great reaction and amazing reactors. So basically, I could wear sunglasses and fall asleep doing these reactions and get better results, instead of being transformative and making jokes, and on top of that, respecting the original creator by editing when applicable. On top of that, these reactors honestly give other reactors a bad name. You go outside of the reactor community and people look at us as cancer, and they say the most negative stuff to us. Thief and lazy is me keeping it PG. I could go further, but there's no point. I'm not going to give up doing reactions. Don't take it that way. I just don't understand how the fans can really cater and truly love those that don't do anything for their views and their subs other than stare at the screen, versus those that actually follow the rules and add something to it can be looked down upon. I know we all have our different views and opinions of things, so that's obviously the only answer I have to it, is that majority of fans like people that literally say nothing and stare at the screen. I thought, to me, a reaction, and this is, I guess, my opinion at the point, is to actually react and do something. But I guess staring at a screen is a reaction. That's the only conclusion I've come to throughout my research. But I do not wish these people ill or harm. But I do believe the hammer of dawn will strike them soon, wiping out their channels. I'm not wishing upon that. I just know YouTube has been cracking down. They've given creators a one-push copy strike button. And a lot of these reactors have not gone back and clean up a lot of their work that they know they have no permission to use. Unless you chop out stuff you don't have permission to use, you risk losing your channel. You can argue it's fair use all you want, but I actually have a lawyer that knows what he's talking about and copy strikes. I've beaten every copyright strike I've received. Literally, I'm not bluffing. I know how to practice fair use and win. These people have no idea. Just because you paste something at the beginning that says, oh, law, blah, 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 you have rights as long as it's criticism, but that generic thing that Charmex puts at the beginning, that doesn't protect Charmex. It doesn't. I mean, it's fancy to put it up there, but it doesn't protect it. It doesn't do anything. He doesn't understand what it means. I'm not bashing Charmex. I think Charmex is a great reactor. He adds stuff to it. But that piece of paper, I'm just using that as an example because someone tried telling me that, oh, all you got to do is do that and you're fine. It doesn't work that way. I'm sorry. Anyways, I just wanted to get that off my chest. This is episode 1. It's called The Majority of Reactors and Fans. So I'm very happy, though, the fans I feel that they're not part of this group. They obviously like people that add something to it instead of staring at it. And if you're a person that likes people that stare at stuff, I can recommend Jinx, Tyrone Magnus, Dwayne and Jazz. Jazz talks more, Dwayne just kind of stares. So I guess you kind of get a little bit of half and half in that. But yeah, if you like people that add stuff, Blasphemous HD, definitely check him out. Charmex, check him out. Kashawa changed. He used to be a starer, now he's a talker. Definitely check him out. And some of my boys from the Reaction Squad as well. Just join the podcast and you'll see who I'm talking about. I want to wrap this up. This video is getting way too long. You guys take care, and if I lose subs over it, then I do. I'm not whining and crying about my channel's growth. I'm just pointing out something that I've seen, and I just wanted to get it off my chest and share it with you guys. So, thanks for listening. Get the dog in the video.